Hi guys, Cal2C again with some more 200 zoom. We're a bit deeper stacked this time. Session's been going pretty well so far. So maybe we'll get in some interesting deep stack spots. Also, shout out to Omer's Hot for reviewing my video. Really good video. I agreed with almost all your points and critiques on my play. And Omer's clearly a much better player than I am. King Jack. I mean, in my personal experience, people don't bluff this enough. Bluff this spot enough. Maybe I'll defend it like 5%, but I'm just gonna exploit overfold. Maybe at 200 now, that's not a good adjustment, but I'm still gonna make it. Ace Jack. I think most of our range wants to bet small on this turn. I'm just gonna simplify to a third pot or check. And he snap calls, obviously eliminates a lot of good hands from most people's ranges. I don't think many people are just going to snap King Queen there versus a third. So I feel pretty safe going for Nova bet. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of use my timing tell to go for max value here. If I had a spade, I'd definitely float. I think without, I'll very occasionally float. Do I want to float on a 24? I think without a spade or a diamond, I'm just gonna pitch this first pot. And now he min clicks. I mean, I'm calling. This feels like I don't even know. I'm not folding. He could potentially do this with ace turn. I don't really see it happening, but I'm not gonna fold this one. Fours. Okay, nice turn call, bro. Unfortunate. Pool's actually really good today. It's a lot of fish. I'm actually going to open this under the gun because there's a big fish in the big blind. I've played a couple hands with him tonight already, and he is quite a big fish. I usually go smaller than a third here, but I'm going to go third versus a fish with my good hand because I don't think the fish are ever going to know. They're barely going to realize the difference between a third and a quarter. And I think I'm going to half pot a check with my range, and I'm just going to be pure betting King 10. And just going to go a normal size here on the river, choosing between 2/3 and slightly under 2/3. I think I'm going to go just under 2/3. Nice. This is unfortunate. Yeah, so I mean, he stations threes. Like, this guy's just an absolute whale. Ace Jack, very low frequency free bet. You could even pure fold in these positions, but against 2.2, I will free bet it some of the time, and we roll a very aggressive number. Pure folding. Defending Queen Jack versus cutoff open. I think I might even upgrade this guy to whale. Or downgrade, I guess. I think I'm pure calling here. Maybe the solver would raise like 10% or less of the time. Do I ever want to have leads here? I'm not going to play leads. He has an advantage in the ace-x region, king jack suited, um, better flush draws, stronger combo draws. Um, but once we do call the flop, our range is obviously strengthened, and we probably even have a small trips advantage on the turn. And I'm just going to pure call. I'm going to take my time though. And that's a nice river. Please have aces. Or please wrap aces. Yeah, and I think our only size is all in here. Because the only hand it makes sense for us to really raise in our range is quads. So we are repping quads on nothing when we raise, and quads wants to go all in. So I'm never raising any smaller than this. I'm going to take my time though, because if I was going to bluff like 8-10 of clubs here, I would take my time to think about my suit selection and everything like that to be best blocking his quads region himself. This guy's an absolute whale. I've had a few hands with him as well. Sitting on a grand, so pool is good. I probably should have mixed this given the table are mainly good regulars, with the exception of the guy who's free bet me. But I think using my small open size, pure opening, queen nine suited under the gun is fine. The silver will mix, but I don't think there's much EV loss. Though I probably shouldn't say these things on video, as Owen pointed out, so that the better eggs in the pool don't exploit the shit out of me. I think I might even want to raise specifically my worst ace-x of clubs, but I'm not sure. Be nice to have some nut flushes in our check raising range on club turns. I think I'm actually going to bet more often when I have the clubs, and on 28 I'm going to do it. I don't like my size. I wasn't really thinking about my sizing much though on the turn. I think. I'm gonna call this versus min. It's pretty close though. You could definitely go ahead and fold it. And range betting a quarter here. Easy call on the right hand table. And I think our range wants to split between 3/4 and block, and I think this hand just always wants to go 3/4. Actually, I'm gonna go 2/3 or block. High frequency check back. No, if I want to use a small size, I think this wants to bet like a decent amount still, but on an 80 we'll check. Pretty clean river. And we'll mix with the clubs there. And we roll bet. And queen jack. think we want to mix between normal size that we'd bet with like aces with a diamond here and overbet because we have some straights and full houses. And on a 46, I'm going to go with overbet. And we get a call. And he has ace 10. I think even against like my 2/3 size, he probably wouldn't raise this. He might with the ace of diamonds, I'm not sure. Not many worse hands call him. Doing some checking, some betting on this board. On a 43, we're going to bet this hand. But doing a very good amount of checking back with this as well. Probably just going to split 50-50. And I think bottom of our value range on the turn wants to be ace 8. Given we now chop with all other 8s. I could continue betting for small. To charge his draws, but I'm going to go over check. Against 2 regs who seem good and aggressive, I'm going to go ahead and fold king 8. Against weaker regulars, or if there was a fish in the big blind, I'd most likely bet it. And on a 57, I'm going to check back. I think we could occasionally go for value on the river. But just given we chop with all other 8s, this is a very low frequency 3-bet in my charts. And a pretty high frequency raise versus c-bet on the flop, blocking his sets and 2 pairs. And yeah, on the 19, we're going to do it. Maybe I could get bigger than this. And we're going to be checking back down. It's a pretty nice spot to be in. Pure checking back now on the turn. And pure checking back river. Losing almost always, but I don't think we get to bluff F4 here. Yeah, this guy's an absolute whale with $1,000 stack. So that's quite nice. I think I'm going to use 3/4 or check. And especially against him, I'm just going to be pure checking. I think this hand mostly wants to check. But I mean, the Queen of Diamonds is a really nice hand to be bluffing on the flop with, blocking a lot of his continues, and also a lot of his check raises, and even some of his King X. The Ace of Hearts, on the other hand, isn't the greatest. Block like Ace 9 of Hearts, Ace 8 of Hearts that are going to call, but other than that. And I'm not going to do anything crazy against this guy. He's playing like an absolute maniac. I think he could call 2 pair versus a raise here, so I'm just never going to turn this reasonable bluff candidate into a bluff. Might change. This guy actually looks like a bit of a net. 2% free bet and very tight stats over a small sample, but these are very tight stats. I like this hand as a c-bet. I'm not going to do it pure, but on a 14 I will. I'm using 3/4 or check on these dry 9 high boards. Button versus big blind. So I'd usually fold versus 3x, but this guy looks loose and fishy, so I'm going to make the call. And we'll be calling up to about 2/3 bet on the flop with our backdoors and overcard. Think this has too much showdown to start bluffing. Occasional free bet with ace 3 suited. Yeah, I think this has too much showdown to start bluffing. And we're just going to check down on the river. Hope he has a hand like King Queen. He bets. Okay. Gonna open on 34. There's a fish in the small blind as well. And the big blind's a slightly weaker reg from what I've seen. Though, I don't know for sure. I don't have a huge sample on them. Can be ISOing any suited ace, so. This guy flats, I'm going to be squeezing very large. Yeah, I'm going to go for a very large squeeze here. Basically to try and isolate myself up against this player. It also has the nice effect of removing this guy's ability to 4-bet easily without committing a stack. So it puts him in more of a jam or fold situation, although at 125 deep, he could definitely still do like, he could still get like min 4-bet to like 30. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna bet my range on this board. He's gonna have so much junk that's just gonna have to fold. Even block ace-3 of diamonds, which is a very small consideration if I didn't think about it in the hand. If this goes deeper, I might, actually, no, I probably wouldn't. Just because he has he looks like quite a big fish. God, there's so many fish in the pool. I was going to say, I might flat to back raise if any of, like multiple of them look like as aggressive as this guy. But these two look, I mean, I don't have enough sample on either of them to know how aggressive they are. But this guy's just massive aggro well. Gonna simplify him. Am I? No, I think I'm gonna play half pot or check. And this hand almost always wants to bet, and most certainly on an 8 wants to bet. I think I'm just gonna be ripping this one. Our hand needs a lot of protection. The most of any in our range, apart from if we had the king of hearts. So yeah, Good luck us. Hopefully he doesn't have tens or queens. Aces. Okay. No, I can't take a note just yet. It's not good. That's our straight outs. Okay, interesting that he flats ace is definitely something to take a note of. And a really, really bad play as well. I'm going to mark him as a recreational. I think I like how he played his hand post-flop, but I think pre-flop's just such a huge mistake that I'm still going to mark him as a fish until he proves me that maybe he's just a funky reg. Was it 110 big blinds effective or 100? I think it was 110. And gonna open this into a fish. There's also another fish here, or I don't have a sample on him, but he's most likely a fish. I'm just gonna be jamming nines the vast majority here. Against his stack size. Interesting flop. I think multi-way. Our hand never wants to bet with a medium pair and a medium flush draw. I'd prefer to have either a higher pair or a higher flush draw than having both, but medium when we're three-way. But we're definitely going to be calling this size. We roll a bet here. I'm going to go pot or check. Yeah, his sizing post makes me think maybe he is a funky reg, because I like how he played his hand. This might even call this deep, just because he's not adjusted his pre-flop size, and the power of position is just so amplified when we're 250 blinds deep. But on the 65, I think I'm still just going to fold. And pure checking, Jack 10. I don't think this hand class wants to do any blocking. If we did, it would be like a 10% block size. But I think I'm not going to try and implement a 10% block here. He has fours. I really don't like his bet on the flop. He's made a couple plays I really don't like. I'm going to downgrade this guy. Checking range here, and this hand will close to pure check raise. I think on a 58 we'll definitely be check raising. And turn, I think we want to mix. Do I want to split between some 2/3 and 1/3 bets? Or do I just want to simplify? I think I'm just going to go 2/3 or check, and on a 35 I'm going to go for 2/3. And going for a small C bet here. With the king 4. This guy seems like a reg. I'm pretty sure I've seen this guy play 500 zoom in some coaching videos. Give me 4 betting jacks. against this guy. He's actually not raising a whole lot pre, so I think I'm not gonna make a ridiculous adjustment and call this. But it is tempting against him. I'm actually going to tighten up because this guy looks crazy in the small blind. This guy might be a whale. I'm not going to label him a whale after 8 hands, but obviously playing that many of the hands he has played is a pretty strong sign he's a fairly bad player. Going to simplify and bet range for half here. Although, actually, deeper stacked, I think we want to be more polarized. Yeah, I think 100 big blinds, I think I'd bet range for half, but I think 150, I'm going to go 2-thirds or check. On 93, we're going to check. And super rare check back on the turn, probably like 15%. And sizing wise, I think I'm just going to use 3/4 or check. Pretty ugly spot if he check raises, but I definitely won't be folding turn. I'm going to pure continue here. This could get dicey. He can eat. This board's so good for him, he can even range bet 2/3. That's the strat I use on this board. Against this, I think I want to very occasionally 4-bet 9s. Easy call 7-tail. And gonna call like 80% of the time here with my 9s, and we roll exactly 80, so I'm gonna continue. I think choosing between better cooldowns between a hand like ace queen or 7s, I think is pretty close. Folding 9s now. I think I'm gonna probably pure call this on the turn. Do I fold sometimes? Maybe I'll fold 25%. God, this feels nitty to fold. Oh, I really don't know. This could be a mistake, but I'm gonna fold on a 77. I think ace queen might just be strictly a better cooldown, but I'm not sure. I think this guy might be a short stacker and not a fish. Yeah, I mean, this might just be a pure continue on the turn, especially on a 6. Yeah, I think this is a mistake. I think we should probably just pure call. We've got to be careful here because of our time bang. Do we ever want leads on the 9? Maybe. I don't think this hand wants to ever lead though. And I think I'm just going to fold turn. especially against this player who seems pretty nitty. Might even go for a huge check raise here. I think I'm gonna go for a massive overbet. I can have some 2x, some jack 10. I block. Well, I mean, I don't think he ever has a queen. I don't know. I just think he's going to struggle to come up with enough calls here. But maybe I get fucked and he calls me with like ace 5. I've seen it happen. Probably not a good idea to do crazy bluffs like that against the fish, but fuck it. I'm gonna mark this guy as my label when I don't know if they're a reg or a fish. Or if I know they're a really bad reg. Okay. I'm gonna go quite large here. And I'm gonna bet my range for 2/3. This is the absolute dream flop. And especially deeper, I think we can size up. And keep betting big on the turn. I'm just gonna bet geometric. Running out of time bank. And please don't have queens. Or ace 4 of spades. Or pocket fives. Nice. Pretty nice to win an $800 pot. I wonder if that's the biggest pot I've ever won online. It might even be. Most of my volume at the moment's at 100. Okay. No, I'm just gonna fold. Okay, that's pretty annoying when we have 7-6 of spades. I think we just have to fold. With our flush outs being diluted and with better straight draws out there, and he's just gone absolutely huge. So maybe GTO would call that hand some of the time, but I think in reality we can just be a fold. I'm labeling him a massive station for that turn call. I think he should, if he wants to call ace high on the turn, I think it should be ace king. This might even get in as a free bet versus 2x. I don't know. I haven't studied playing against a 2x small blind open. On 11, we're going to raise. We're running good today. We get to 5. And going to mix turn. And 19. Going to bet. Going for an overbet. Yeah, no, I think this is fine. We even have 9-5 offsuit versus size pre, so we have a lot of 2-pair. I think our range wants to actually have a lot of checks. On a free, I don't think we check. Gonna go for a small bet. And on a 22, I'm going to jam myself. I think we could check because he should be jamming his good ace X. And we give him a chance to jam 5-4 flush draw. But when we do this, we give him a chance to hero of a hand like queens. And yeah, I think on a 22, we just have to jam. And he heroes kings. So very glad I did jam. I'm also going to take a note on that guy that he 3-bet huge. How long has the video been? 38 minutes. Okay. I'm going to sit out on the next hands and call it a vid. How did we do? A very good session. Up $1,200 with an EV of 1,300. Not a bad big blind 100 that session. Yeah, just ran really well. I think I played quite well, and yeah, see you guys next time.